Yes, I am wearing a hat inside. I haven't done my hair in 2 days and I'm not gonna start now. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is October and this is Nerd Boy Reads, a channel in which I talk about books, manga, and everything else that generally interests me. Today we are going to be doing a video inspired by one that my friend CC and Books did recently down below, and the video that inspired me. She recently did a video about the 9 books that she wants to read before summer ends. And I thought, wow, that's such a great premise. It's seasonal and it's great and it just gives a rough TBR and a, marking place for where people go next when you want to read. If you don't have anything to read and you don't really set a TBR, you can just go and you can pick a book that matches the vibe and you can go off of that. That's great. I really like that idea, except I hate summer. The summer is hot, I wear all black, and you would think that despite me being born in June, I would love it, but no. I am not a heat person. I am not someone who enjoys the beach. I am not someone who enjoys tourist season, which companies use as an excuse to jack up prices for no fucking reason. So I decided to skip the entire season of summer and do the books that I want to read when fall rolls around. I think this is going to be a seasonal thing I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the season that's rolling around and I'm going to list off a few books that, I want to read before, when the season rolls around. And I'm going to start with fall because fall is great. And we're going to start with one that I already started today, actually, because me and CCM Books are also doing a buddy read for it. And that is Dark Harvest by Norman Patridge. This is set in 1963. This is about the October Boy and killing him before he can kill you. Whoever kills the October Boy during the annual run gets whatever their heart's desire, I believe. It's pretty vague right now. I just read the first 60 pages and I'm already really enjoying it. This is set during Halloween, so obviously you got that autumnal dead corn, small town, everything is spooky. They're just preparing for November, and it's just really giving off the fall vibes already, plus the cover gives off the fall vibes with the jack-o'-lantern dude, and it's just really good. There is a movie coming out about this next month, so I'm really excited to watch that, although I was kind of hoping they'd push it back to October, but I guess we all can't have horror movies in October, that's pretty stereotypical, but it would have been great. Either way, really good book so far, really good, loving the autumnal vibes, and it's just great. I'm willing to admit that a lot of them are going to be a stretch, and this one is probably going to be the biggest stretch of them all. That is The Troop by Nick Cutter. This is about a group of Boy Scouts who go camping and stumble across a man in the woods who is infected with this parasite that makes him want to eat everything. And by everything, it means everything. And once the boys figure out that it is contagious, it's a survival novel mixed with body horror, I believe, and potentially cannibalism. I don't know. I haven't read it. And I haven't heard anything about cannibalism, but if there's not at least mild cannibalism in it, I think I'd be kind of disappointed. Normally when people say camping trips and all that good stuff, they think summer, because summer is when campers are most active and when the Boy Scouts do most of their things. I don't know. I was never in the Scouts. And I say that's good for them, but the majority of the camping that I went to, because I recently started camping, I'm not going to lie and say I've been camping for years and years. I've recently started camping for my job that I had when I was in college, and since it was college, it was school-based, I did most of my camping in the fall. So the camping vibes for me are always in the fall, when the leaves are changing and when you have to clear out a bunch of, dead leaves and sticks and start some fires and make some s'mores, all with the nice warm air just cooling, for the fall. It's so nice. It's so lovely. And this is gonna probably ruin that. I mean, it's probably not, because I'm still dying to go camping. But this really has the autumnal vibes for me because, like I said, camping in the fall is just kind of something that, coalesced for me. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Equals for me. Camping equals fall for me. So that's why it's going in the books that I want to read for fall. Plus, it's a horror book, so I'm probably going to slap it in, October's TBR, so who knows? This next one is also kind of a stretch. Actually, I think a majority of these are kind of a stretch. But the next one is the Witcher series. This is about Geralt, who gets assigned... My little brother is mowing the grass outside, so I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up. But if it does, can't do anything about it, because our grass needs to be mowed. Anyway, The Witcher is about a witcher named Geralt who goes around killing monsters for money, well, solving problems for money, and he has to train this little girl who he was destined to find to be, you know, a leader or whatever. I haven't finished it. I haven't started this. This is actually the first in the series proper. I just finished the 2 collections of short stories, so I can't really say much about it. The last short story in the 2nd short story collection, Sword of Destiny, really leads into the series proper, but I haven't started the series proper yet, so I can't really tell you what it follows. However, when I always think of Witcher, despite it, you know, probably not really giving descriptions about the landscape, well, it does, I always get autumnal vibes from The Witcher. I always think of Geralt running around in the fall time, covered in reds and oranges and dyeing things, and that's just what I imagine. I could be totally wrong. Sapkowski could have totally imagined Geralt running around in the summer or the spring with new life and heat and whatnot, but I imagine him in the fall, right when it's about to turn winter, so where the landscape is dry and dead and all that stuff, and everything is building up and the shadows are getting longer and the days are like being weird. So that's why I imagine the Witcher series being set in the fall, and that's probably where I'm going to read them. I am trying to finish this series this year. I managed to collect a vast majority of them. I'm just looking for the last book in the series, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it this year. If not, I'll put it into next year, but I am hoping to finish it this year because it is one of the longer series that I have running, and more than likely I'm going to do it within the fall or winter season, so be on the lookout for this series. And yeah, this next one is definitely a stretch because I don't know if it has anything to do with autumn at all, but that is House of Silk by Anthony Horowitz. This is a Sherlock Holmes retelling. This is like one of the newer Sherlock Holmes books that got published, and yeah, I don't know why. It just feels like autumn to me. Sherlock Holmes murder mystery feels like autumn to me. Don't ask me why. I cannot explain it to you. I just get autumnal vibes from it, and that's about it. That's about all I can say. So, Sherlock Holmes murder mystery, and I'm gonna read it in fall. That's about it. Can you believe it was sunny when I started filming? I'm using natural lighting majorly, but it was natural lighting. There was sun. That's why I decided to record, and now the sun is gone. So I'm not sure. The lighting may be a little funky from now on, but I don't feel like turning on any lights. I like natural lighting, and yeah. Next, we have the picture of Dorian Gray. This is about a man who never ages because he puts all his years in his picture, I believe. This is a classic. I hear it's like good LGBT rep, probably because Oscar Wilde was gay or something like that. I hear it's spooky. I hear it's like one of the first LGBT stories. I hear that the main character, Dorian Gray, just gives off gay vibes, and it's pretty, it's fairly autumnal because it's a classic horror, and I'm trying to get more into those. I've already read Frankenstein, I have Dracula on my TBR, and now I have pictured Dorian Gray. This just feels autumnal to me. I can't explain why. It feels like academia. It feels like great. It feels just like it belongs. It needs to be read in autumn. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's about as much as I can explain it without, you know, spiraling into insanity. More than I already have, I should say. Another one that's kind of a stretch. You Feel It Just Below the Ribs by Jeffrey Cranor and Janina Mathewson. This is about a woman who survived the Great War or whatever that... This is essentially the manuscript of a woman who survived one of the Great Reckonings, the Great War that divided the world, and her recollection of events and then plans for how to keep that from happening again in the future, I believe. This just feels autumnal. It just feels autumnal. It is a rib cage, you know, because you feel it just below the ribs. It sounds like something you read in fall with like a cup of tea or cocoa, just curled up, crying, because most of the Night Vale books make me cry. I'm not gonna lie. And while this is not Night Vale, it's written by the co-writer of Welcome to Night Vale, and I feel like he'll just make me cry. So I'm slapping this on here. I'm gonna read it probably soon, but it feels like something that deserves to be read in autumn. So yeah. And then I can't even begin to describe why I feel like this next one needs to be read in autumn. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. It could just be the cover, how it's all shiny and gray and gold and all of that. It could be the heist novel, the heist part of it. It could, because the, ooh, that's a good angle. it could just be the heist part of it, because Six of Crows felt also autumnal, and that was a heist book, and I could have just associated fall with heists. I don't know. But I could just really want to read this, and I want to read it as soon as possible, so I'm slapping it in the next season. I don't know. I just feel like this deserves to be read in fall. That's about all I can explain to you. And then this next one I don't really think is a stretch. This is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This is about two girls who were already deemed weird by the town they lived in. They go missing into the woods for a little bit, and then they come back with white hair and white eyes, and they're just weird. It gives off autumnal vibes because the woods plays a big part of it, and, you know, the cover just feels like something you should read in autumn, and I don't know. It's kind of spooky in autumn, you know, October and all that good stuff, and it just feels like something that needs to be read in fall, and if it's not, I would get cursed. I don't want to get cursed, so I'm going to read it in autumn. So, yeah, that's about all the explanation I can give about why I feel like it could... An argument can also be made for spring because of the cover, but for me, it just feels like something that needs to be read in fall. So that's what I'm going to do. This last one, because this is kind of a shorter video today, this last one definitely needs to be read in fall. This is Horseman by Christina Henry. This is a Sleepy Hollow retelling. I don't really think I need to explain why that feels like fall. This is probably going to be my first Christina Henry book because I haven't read anything else by her, I think. Not in recent memory, I should at least say. And I want this to be the first one because I really enjoy The Legend of Sleepy Hollow despite not really knowing a lot about it. I like the vibes I get from the Sleepy Hollow, you know, legend. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Plus, Sleepy Hollow is in Virginia, I believe, and that's where I'm kind of situated, so maybe I can visit Sleepy Hollow and take pictures and, you know, experience the autumn vibes with this book and just thrive in autumn with Horseman by Christina Henry. That's a good way to circle around to it, I think. I don't think I sounded too dumb there, did I? I can edit it out. Whatever. This one, we have Witches, Sluts, and Feminists by Kristen J. Soleil. This is a nonfiction book about the reason why certain slurs were used against women throughout history. I feel like witch feminism. It says tracing the lineage of witch feminism, and that just sounds like autumn to me, I guess. The cover is cool. I started this at least 2 or 3 times and I haven't finished it, and I feel like this is the year I do it. I haven't had the best of luck with nonfiction books. The last one I read was the Mothman Prophecies, and that one really disappointed me despite being about my favorite cryptid. I don't know if you can see, but I have a Mothman poster right here. So, the fact that disappointed me, I read, what was it called? Under the Big Black Sun by John Doe. That was also kind of disappointing. I just don't know. I don't have the best luck with nonfiction, so I hope this one... I don't know if you can hear it, but my little brother is mowing the lawn, like I said earlier. And he's right near my window. Whatever. This feels very autumnal because witches... I guess because of the word witches... He's right outside my window. There's a bookmark in here. I made it 23 pages in. I didn't even know I had this bookmark. What the hell? I didn't even know I had this. I think I was looking for this. That's funny. That's hilarious. So I did start it at least twice. I'm gonna finish it this year. It feels autumnal because of the word witches, I guess, and the cover is very autumnal. It has like the yellow and black scale, which is cool. And yeah, that's, I guess. Yeah. And that's all the books I plan on reading in or around the fall time, or at least give me the autumnal vibes. I am gonna hopefully get to at least a majority of them before the weather turns between September and November. I do plan on sticking to horror books in October, so you may not see a lot of these until November, or at least throughout September. Did I say that right? Yeah, throughout November. late November, and then whatever through September. Whatever. What are you planning on reading in fall? What books give you just autumnal vibes? Do you disagree with the majority of my choices? Because like I said, most of them are a stretch, but they just give off the vibe of something that needs to be read in the fall. God, he's right there. That's it for this video. I hope I was coherent, more coherent than I was in the last video, because like I said, it was kind of rough, but it's okay. This has been Nerd Boy Reads. I've been October, and I hope to see you around in the next one. Bye!